Bonsoir. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's late, y'all. And I was actually supposed to be on here way earlier, but we're still gonna have our reading today. Um, Give me just a moment. I want to wait for people to get in and I want to invite a couple of other people. So just a moment here. Bonsoir. Hey, Christy. Welcome. Make sure that while we are waiting for people to come in, that you share this video. Um, as you guys can already see, my Cash App is scrolling below on the screen. So if you want to leave a love offering or a love donation, feel free. If you can't do that or you're not able to, make sure that you share this video and invite people to subscribe, okay? Hey, for those of you who are joining, drop a pink flower in the comments. So I know it's different. You guys are actually going to see my face tonight because I really wanted to focus in on the crystal ball. This will be a crystal ball reading. I know some of you have on my YouTube channel requested that I get back to these, but I promise I got you, okay? I just been busy. Busy. So while we're waiting for people to get in, and excuse me if you hear people in the background, you all, I have guests over tonight. But so for those of you who are just joining, I want to let you all know about some of the things that I have coming up, upcoming classes, mentorship, all of that good stuff. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe to the Conjure Corner on YouTube. But also, I want to invite you all to mentorship with me. Mentorship with me starts on January the 5th of next year. And you'll learn everything pretty much from the basics up to like the fundamentals, depending on like, where you are in your journey. We have protection work, love magic. We have an elevation ritual coming up. Lots of good things in the Conjure Mentorship program. This round, like I said, will start on January the 5th and it'll run 8 weeks this term, okay? 8 weeks. And it's $900 for the 8 weeks. If you are interested in joining that program, make sure you all use the link below, okay? It's the link on my link tree. It says if you're interested in mentorship, join. So make sure that you're doing that. I'm also teaching a class next week. I'll be circulating the link for that shortly, but I am teaching it with Mambo Soleil. We're going to be teaching you a form of kitchen alchemy or kitchen magic, and we're going to be talking about magical seasonings and how to not only use them in your cooking, but also in your magic and things of that nature. So I think that that's a really good course. If you're interested, definitely say so below in the comments. That'll be November the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I think that it is a really important class to have, especially right before the holiday season when we're going to be cooking a lot, and we're going to have our family and our loved ones around. So definitely make sure that you guys sign up for that class, okay? Also, another thing before we go ahead and get started with today's reading, join the Secret Society. join my Discord server, join the spiritual community, the Church of Hoodoo. Okay, it's one of the littest, may I say so myself. Ask my girls. It's one of the littest spiritual communities available on Patreon. So that's how you would join that, is through my Patreon. Okay, so I'm looking here. I may not be able to see all the comments tonight, but I'm still going to do my best to see, because I really want to concentrate and zero in on today's reading. But nonetheless, you all, so today, child, and I know y'all hear my nails in the background. Okay, today we're going to be reading on Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. I actually was not 100% sure if this was like a topic that anyone cared about, but I have been seeing it get a lot of press as of late. Like, it's literally been all over social media. I personally have not watched the documentary. I mean, if you've watched the documentary, let me know in the chats, or I don't know if, yeah, I think she has like this documentary or like this memoir that came out, but I definitely know that there's a book. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but I haven't actually read the book or anything like that. But there's all kinds of, crazy accusations going on. I know a lot of people have been concerned about Britney Spears. Do y'all remember the Leave Britney Alone days? The Free Britney? So I've been kind of seeing a lot of mixed reviews and mixed reactions from everyone surrounding the situation. So I really want to read with the crystal ball. If you all stick around, if you have questions, if I'm feeling up to it after this, because this tool does take a lot of energy. But if you guys are still around towards the end of this live, I'll be taking a few questions. So be thinking of those, but make sure you interact in the chat and let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. There is an allegation made by Britney that in her memoir, in her book, allegedly that, she was out working and she was filming a video. And to me, it's kind of unclear as to whether or not Justin has responded. Child, I don't know. But she alleges that he broke up with her through text message, and that really affected her very deeply. I guess at the time they were together for, probably about 3 years or whatever. So she was out working and she had to go finish the job that she was doing. So let me take a look here and see, are these allegations true? Did Justin Timberlake actually break up with her via text message, or what else can we see about this situation? Okay, you all. So okay, right off, and I think that, and sometimes this is how these type of readings go, but I think that there's a lot more that the public doesn't know. There's going to be more accusations and more insights coming to the surface, yet surrounding these two. Over the next couple of months, we're going to be hearing a lot more rumors. There's going to be a lot more that comes to the surface in regards to Justin. This is very, very, very dramatic. There's a lot of drama surrounding this situation. While this was very freeing for Britney to put out, she's receiving a lot of backlash that we're not catching the end of. She intentionally, she put this out not only for her own healing, but she felt like it was time to talk a little bit more about her story. She really feels like we didn't get a chance to hear her side of the story Um, yes, he did break up with her via text message, right? Yes, he did break up with her via text message, but something's coming through here is that it was certainly more than that. There's more to the story. She told a lot in this book. She shared a lot with the general public in this book. But there were darker days for her. There's a lot, you guys. There were darker days for her in terms of life that she didn't get a chance to share. But while this is her being open and her having a chance to really tell her story about what she's experienced in her life and maybe also in the industry, there's some things that still need to come through for her. It's she feels a lot of pressure at times, or there was actually a lot of pressure around this specific topic. That's what I'm feeling. There's like this there's a heaviness around it for her. She felt a lot of pressure to talk about these things, and at first she was kind of worried about, and I think we're trickling into some of my other questions, but there was somewhat of a pressure to talk about these things, but she was also worried about how, with everything that has happened, the negative press that she's received in the past, and also support, she literally kind of sat with this and weighed the pros and the cons. So on this particular question, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And she felt like it was so cruel. This was something that really hurt her. This was something that really hurt her. I almost like feel a pain in my chest. This really hurt her to her core for a while. But because of her her status, she felt like people would try to invalidate what she had to say. But something that's really coming across is cruel. It's cruel. It's cruel. It's cruel. It's cruel. So I'm very interested to continue reading and answering some of these other questions. But there was like a cruelty to it. He was mean to her at different times throughout her relationship. He was mean. He was very mean, and the way that he broke up with her via text message is also something that's confirming that is further confirming that this allegation is true. And I'm gonna say, for the record, because this is on YouTube, allegedly, okay. But what I'm getting is honestly, like, this, the way that he broke up with her was with somewhat of intent to hurt. So it was, yes, he wanted out of the relationship, but this was with an intent to hurt. Okay, so yes, that allegation is true. But as I said, yeah, there's more to it. There's a lot more to this story that's actually being shared with the public. There's several moving parts to this. So, hey, you all. Hey, Amber. I'm seeing a few other people show up. Hey, how y'all doing? Let me know in the chats. So let's move on to our next question. Okay. Let's move on to our next question, because there was a lot, and actually, after doing this, I kind of want to read the book. Okay. I kind of want to read the book myself. Growing up, I was not that big of a Britney fan. I like Britney, but I just didn't really follow her like that. So, but even after just that first question, I am very curious just to read the book and just kind of hear what she has to say about these things. So let's get it. Let's get it. If you hear me drinking in the background, yes. If you watch me all the time, I'm always parched, okay? But make sure that you all are sharing this video as well. Invite everybody. Alrighty, so another question that I want to know is, were the allegations... Oh, actually, no, I'm going to backtrack. Okay, I'm going to backtrack you all. So there's an allegation floating around that when they did break up, because remember, you guys, I said that I didn't follow Britney like that. So it's like, I don't know. But there's allegations floating around right now that are getting a lot of press about, did he intentionally cause negative press for her when they broke up? Apparently, when they broke up, there was a lot of Britney slander that, things were not really favorable for her. And that affected her in multiple ways, according to what she released in her memoir. So I want to know, did he actually do things to her to make the public opinion go in his favor? Okay. He exercised his privilege. He exercised his privilege. So the best way to describe this is that he didn't know, I would say he didn't actively try to cause negative press, but he let a lot of things happen, and he let it happen. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, he stayed silent on a lot, and he actually somewhat was just like, hey, you on your own now. He let certain narratives go into play. He knew that some of the allegations surrounding the breakup, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys, I think they broke up in like the early 2000s or something like that. But he knew that some of those allegations and things that people were saying, and he knew it would hurt her. He knew that not only that it would hurt her, but he also knew that he knew how it would impact a woman, and he exercised that. He really did exercise his privilege in terms of knowing that he was a male, knowing the status and the power and the connections that he had in the industry at that time. And it was almost like a snowball effect, and he allowed it to happen. So did he intentionally do it? Not per se, but it's like one of those things where it's like, if someone in your camp leaks something, you have a responsibility in a way to set that straight. But he was like one of those people who didn't. He didn't. So in a way, he did play an active role in a lot of the negative and mean and harsh comments. And also, Justin Timberlake, during that time, he knew that he had a lot of favor with women. He knew that a lot of women thought that he was attractive and dreamy. It's just like he understood very deeply the influence that he had over his audience. And that's the part that's coming through more than anything. He knew, so it's almost like he knew that he didn't have to be proactive in a lot of ways, but he just let things happen to her, and it is what it is. And he also understood in some way, shape, or fashion that women would just also naturally side with him, or that was his take or his view on the situation. So when he left the relationship, in terms of the press and things, he was experiencing this very much like, I have more power than you. I know a little bit more, X, Y, and Z. So he was very arrogant about the situation internally. Um, and he was not above playing the victim. He was not above playing the victim. So, as I said, as I can, what I'm getting is still. It's like things are really, uh, there's there's a lot really coming to the surface in terms of not only like breaking free for Britney, but he almost kind of feels like there was things that just kind of he wishes that this was left in the past. So yeah, allegations of negative press. I would say that he played a role. He may not have been at the forefront on the Britney hate train, but it's almost like one of those things like, hey, I know that this is going on, but I'm not going to do anything to clear it up. It's just like, hey, so that's what I'm getting. Okay. So I know that you all are only seeing my hands and the crystal ball, but drop some info in the chat. Say, hey, y'all are being real quiet tonight. I know it's late, but how y'all doing? What are we doing this weekend? Are you signing up for Conjure Mentorship? Give me the tea. All righty. So I'm doing my spiritual stretches here. So my next question, you all, let me look at my next question. Let's see what that is. Okay, so for those of you who actually did follow this couple, I guess, whatever. Everybody was like, oh, Britney, Justin. I'm like, I don't. So for those of you who did follow the couple, there are allegations of cheating now. Britney actually alleges that he did cheat on her during the course of her relationships. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But also let's see what I can get. Let's see here. I've got my smoke going. I've got my smoke going in the background. For those of you who don't know, it's just I almost always have incense going when I read. It's like they're everything. And I also love to read the smoke sometimes. So Justin he did cheat on her. There is a certain level of sadness that she experiences to this day. Actually even talking about the cheating. This was really traumatic for her, you all. This was really, 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 really traumatic for her. Y'all, there are some details about his affairs that she will probably never forget. She will never forget. Hey, Diamond. Yes. I'm doing a reading. But there are some things about this cheating that she will literally never forget. This basically really changed her. This was something that really changed her at her core. She had really deep feelings for him. She had a lot of really deep feelings for him. Even after she broke up, like she still loved him. Well, excuse me, even after they broke up, she still loved him. And it took a while for her to kind of get over this. It was just like really unclear for her. It was something that lingered for a long time. Like she had a lot of confusion around it. And in fact, during the relationship with these two, she was gaslit a lot. this relationship, she feels like broke something in her, and it took her a while to like kind of reclaim herself again in a lot of ways. There are allegations as well of multiple times that he's cheated. And so yes, he did. He actually did cheat on her. I'm also seeing some type of emotional affair that he had during that time. He played the y'all he played the fuck out of knowing how powerful he was. He really used that to his advantage. Something he's displaying some narcissistic personality traits in terms of how he dealt with her. I don't want to go into. I don't want to go. I think I'm going to skip my next question because I'm starting to get answers to one of the other questions that I have on here. And yes, Diamond. If you stick around to the end, I'll be taking a few questions from the audience. So if there's something you want to ask, if you're still here, I'll get you in. But there's something coming across that's actually in our next question, and so I'm gonna hold it. But he understood the connections, and he did know her very intimately. He uses this light and charming energy. Do you guys remember when they used to call artists, or sometimes like America's Sweetheart, and stuff like that back in the day? In a way, he almost kind of he exercised the fact that he was a part of that, title, or he exercised the fact that he was to a lot of people a sweetheart, and he just carried a really soft and trusting energy. But he also knew that, and so he played that to his advantage, in terms of the cheating and the truthfulness. She literally almost felt for a while, you all, that, oh, it just couldn't be true. There's a lot of emotional manipulation here. A lot of emotional manipulation. There's a lot of disappointment. Okay. Uh, just because I'm starting to get a lot, and I don't want to just answer all the questions in like 3 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and roll this into our next question about, did he use her to propel his career? Now, she felt like that, certainly. I could say that so far from what I have gotten in this reading. She does feel deeply that he did use her in a way to propel his career. She for a while she had the question of like, did he really love me? Did he really love me? Um so in a roundabout way, the answer to this question is yes. He he feels like he is very established. He knows what he had and what he brought to the table, but he did see this as something that could propel him and potentially really like get him the type of fame that he wanted. Like, he always wanted from day one to be at the top, just at the very top. Um as the pencil could go, as high as he could possibly go, and things that he could achieve. Like that's what he wanted. He had like a deep hunger. Like he was very, very ambitious. He was very ambitious in terms of this relationship, you all. And now something that I'm getting is he didn't. That wasn't the only reason that he dated her, but baby, he loved what came with it too. It was for him, he saw it as something that might, man, this man, he really is. And it's kind of fucking twisted. Now I'm sitting here just like reading into this, you guys. This man really knows that he's a man, and he knows through and through and through the type of advantages that he could have had in the industry. And he like, whew, y'all, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. No, it's like he has a deep understanding of the power and what white privilege, and things of that nature, and he just abuses it. Like he abused it, and he had a very clear idea. Like he enjoyed Britney. Um, he did have feelings for her, but did he also use her to propel his career? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely he did. He just um he did love her. And he did have a lot of fun with her. But he also has this understanding of what he did. You know what I mean? Um Something I'm gonna also see if he regrets how he treated Britney or his role in this breakup. Okay, there's a lot. He in a way he kind of feels like he dodged a bullet, but he also feels like he got a chance to really get to know this woman, and he does carry some type of remorse about how her life has been since their breakup. Um he doesn't 100%, yeah, he doesn't 100% relish in the fact that she has been miserable, and he doesn't feel good about it. So in terms of, are there regrets? Yes, 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 he does have regrets um surrounding the situation, but he also um he feel like she wasn't the one for him. She just wasn't the one. um mm. Sometimes he feels like, especially now, he feels like she was a stain on his life and on his journey. Sometimes he actually feels as though he can't quite see what is the lesson. um Sometimes I joke around a lot, y'all, and I say, Cardi B, she said, what was the reason? That's what Cardi B said. She said, what is the reason? In a way, he can he feels like, what was the lesson here? There's some fear coming out too, y'all. There's a little bit of fear. There's a little bit of fear um about, ooh, he feel like Britney taking he feels like Britney is taking it easy on him in a way, like she not really exposing him like she could be. And that does make a lot of sense, considering I did see, there's a lot underneath the surface, but she taking it easy on him, you all. There's a little bit of fear in his heart about how this is actually going to play out for him, and how this is going to affect him long term. There's fear there. um but he's putting on a brave face, and he's trying to, for the time being, for the time being, he's trying to focus on other things, but he knows he's going to have to address this. He knows he's going to have to address this at some point. He knows that. He knows that there's a lot of people looking at him. Oh, he's aware. While he may be trying to bury himself in other things, or he knows that he's going to have to address it, and he's not regretting, but what is the word? He is dragging his feet on addressing some of the things. There's a certain level of like avoidance, but at some point he will address it. Like, he will speak on this whole situation. So for those of you who are all still here, go ahead and show me some love in the comments. Like the video. I'm going to move on. I almost feel like this could be a part 2, because I actually have more questions, but I do want to take a few before tonight's live is over. But drop the pink flower emoji in the chat, like the video, share it. But I do want to ask another important question that I want to ask, and a lot of people want to know, is because people are connecting this, I think, in terms of what went down with him and Janet, which was also something I didn't follow. But a lot of people want to know how this new information will affect his public image, or how the people will see him going forward, kind of like what we can expect with that. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see what we can get for that as well, y'all. A lot of people are disappointed. A lot of people are actually disappointed in him. There's a lot of bias. I'm seeing that there's a ton of bias. There's other things in relation to this situation that have happened behind closed doors that have upset people with him, or that have made people kind of turn their heads at him. The public opinion is slowly shifting. People are starting to just internally feel, they feel like he's shady. Now, there will be some people who do not want to work with him after the dust has settled, but he will still have business opportunities. This obviously is not this is not the last that you're going to see of him, but he's going to get some backlash. He's going to get backlash over this situation. And some of the opportunities long term that he had on the table, people are just like not going to want to be with it. Like, I keep getting, and I think that the public feels misogyny here. There's something here about misogyny. Like yeah, there's some, the people think that that's what the collective is feeling in terms of this man. And he's not going to have the same the best way to describe it is emotional support as he has had previously, in terms of like he's losing favor in terms of like love with the collective. It's something that is still pretty much up in the air, but like the public idea of him has shifted. And y'all, it's almost like he he's gonna do a little bit of people pleasing, and trying to get people to sway their opinion in direction of him. He's going, oh, I didn't mean, or there are some claims that he may even deny, but he's still going to try to keep up this good, loving appearance. He doesn't like to really show his hand as dirty, you know? So he doesn't really like to show his hand as dirty. And it's just something that he's really not trying to, he would rather not participate, if that makes sense. So in terms of like the public opinion, it's definitely swaying a little bit. A lot of people are seeing him as a lot less kind as they used to see him. Okay, a lot less kind than they used to see him. They're not seeing him in the same light. A lot of people are giving him kind of like the side eye, the stank eye, and he will lose business opportunities over it. But he will still have opportunity. But he will definitely he'll definitely be frowned upon because of this. So a lot going on, a lot going on in terms of him, moving forward with his career. Give me just a second, you all. I have to yell at these kids. I'm babysitting. Okay, you all. Sorry. I'm the favorite aunt. But that does conclude the crystal ball section of the reading. Now, I do want to take a few live questions really quickly. So if there's something specific that you want to know about, feel free to type those questions in the chat. But let me go ahead and remove this. Go switch to my card, y'all. But for those of you who are here, I do want to let you all know, once again, for those of you who are watching, I see some of my students in the chat. Hey, y'all. I hope everybody's getting ready to enjoy their weekend. But for those of you who are there, I just kind of want to talk for a minute. Let you all know, once again, mentorship starts January the 5th. You could always, even if you are not ready to start mentorship, and that's okay, you can still join the spiritual community of the Secret Society, which is in the link below. It's always good for you to start, with a like-minded community. We have some really beautiful, talented, skilled women in there. And it has really become a sisterhood. So you should definitely join. There's all kinds of gems being dropped at all times. Make sure that you subscribe to the Conjure Corner. There'll be a lot more opportunities coming up to work with me as well. Like, even if you want to start at a slower pace, there is the Honeypot program. The link is also in my link tree. You have 2 classes a month. You have rituals. You still have access to, the Secret Society. So there's so many ways to start, your journey and start connecting with your community and just kind of getting you on your path. As always, I'm always offering the Ancestral Life Path reading or general readings as well. With this being November, I will have Black Friday sales coming up here pretty soon. So, keep your eyes peeled for those sales, and you'll be able to participate in those as well. So like, subscribe, share. So far, and I know it has been, hold on, you guys. I gotta block a scammer real quick. Okay. All right, sorry, you all. These scammers, they be getting on my nerves. Okay, you all. So, nonetheless, I do want to start with Diamond's reading. For those of you who are watching, if you have another question, I'll take one more after Diamond if you're ready. But yeah, make sure we connect. Like, let's connect. Let's get you on your path. Diamond, I know that your question is, what am I supposed to be doing? So I'm going to go ahead and do that one now, okay? What am I supposed to be doing? Let's see. What is Diamond supposed to be doing during this time? Okay, what is it that Diamond is supposed to be doing? Had to grab my go-to deck, which is my avatar. Okay, so something that I can see here is that you, and it's like sometimes I hate to just sound like and I say this so often, a lot of you who work with me know, but it's like I hate to sound like a Hallmark card or like a pastor, but sometimes this is the way that, you know, spirit speaks or the way that it comes through. So you need almost like a renewing of the mind, right? Something that you really have to get. A part of your task during this time is to really get out of your own way, and that is getting out of your head. um and this is also kind of in alignment with this season. You do need a moment to really just pause, because mentally you have to understand, especially with this card being like the magician, right? He is a manifester, and he can also sometimes exhaust a lot of thought or air energy into to thinking. And something that I always say is that um your mind is blessed, your tongue is blessed. So you really have to be very intentional about the way that you're spending your thoughts, overthinking, or sometimes maybe even bringing your fears or anxieties a little closer to you than what they are actually supposed to be, right? So a part of you know, I'm not going to say your fight, but a part of your task or a part of what you're supposed to be doing is to almost be like an alchemist. You need to re-alchemize the way that you're thinking about things into a way that's more in alignment with where you want to be. Are your thoughts matching what you say that you want to be doing, right? um are those thoughts, you know, are the worries, the anxieties, the stresses, are they playing into keeping you up at night? Are they actually stopping you in some time, in some way, space, or form from maneuvering? Because one thing about the Eight of Swords, I talk about it all the time. I actually really like this particular card, but it does indicate, you know, sometimes keeping your thoughts in a box, or keeping yourself in a box based off of your thoughts. There's not even a coincidence that you have two eights right here as well next to the Magician. The eight is the physical manifestation of something. At times the eight can really, it's a power of manifesting. And so when you have that next to the Magician and these two cards in reverse, this is really talking about you using that natural manifestation energy and that thought power in a way that may not always be beneficial for you. Okay, so what you're supposed to be doing during this time is pausing and reacclimating the way that you think about things into beneficial things, especially with the new year coming. I know people are like, oh, it's not technically the new year. Don't judge me, judge mom, okay? Don't, you don't want to fight about it. But nonetheless, okay? um, you know, you need to re-alchemize and think about the things that you want to do, and make sure that what you're saying and what you want and what your heart's desire is in alignment with those thoughts, okay? You really don't want to spend time exhausting your mental energy in spaces that contribute to making you sick, right? So, and that, by that I mean overthinking and worrying, anxiety, etc. You don't want to exhaust yourself in those areas. You don't want to let fear take root. I mean, you just don't want to let stress like take you off of like what it is that you want to be doing. because you also have to understand, and this is also how I know that you are a hard worker. With the Magician card, you are a hard worker. The Magician is not only this wonderful manifester, but he's also a hard worker. He has the action of doing. This is a beautiful depiction of all of the elements that the Magician encompasses, right? So that's you. That's you. You just have to redirect that energy into thinking better. Sometimes practical magic does require practical action, but your practical action is starting in the mind. I was telling one of my students the other day, you cannot have a positive life with a negative mind. And so, not saying that your mind is negative, but I want you to pay a little bit more to where you're spending your energy and what you're saying as well. What does your self-talk sound like? Because sometimes unintentionally we can bring those things a little bit closer to us than what they actually need to be. So I hope that answers your question, Miss Diamond, and I hope that that resonates. Okay. Do we have any other questions, comments, concerns? Any of that good stuff? I don't see any other questions in the chat. So I'm going to shamelessly plug my new books, Deep Sea Magic, Alchemy for Mermaids. Unfortunately, I don't have my other shadow work journal here. I spent a lot of time over the past couple of months, past year, preparing to give you all these tools and healing modalities. So if you are interested, these books are actually on Amazon and they're in my link tree. Matter of fact, love you too, Dinah. Love you too. Let me grab the other two books really quickly. Okay. So last but not least, love sis who hurt you. Okay? Because we all need to heal. If you're somebody who's going to get on here and tell me that you ain't never been through nothing, I'm going to definitely tell you that you're lying. Every day is a learning experience. Every day is an opportunity to heal. And these are tools that I have created to assist you all on your journey. This one is also on Amazon. It's called Why Aren't You Smiling? And this is a book full of nothing but affirmations. You have a few questions to answer, some exercises in the book as well, to really help you get in tune with self and be able to really stand in your power. So those of you who are interested, make sure that you visit Amazon or visit my link tree. All of these are I'll have all of them on ebook just in case you don't want to wait for the paper copy to come in. So that is it. Please like, subscribe, share the video. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out tonight. I know it was late, but I will do a lot better by letting you all know that I'm live. So yeah, y'all be blessed. Good night.